Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. First of all, I'd like to wish you a very happy new year. I hope you had a great time over Christmas and the new year and celebrated nice and safely. Today is our 623rd card making project using our Anna Griffin goodies. Now, because we've just come out the other side of Christmas and New Year, I thought what a great opportunity to make a gorgeous thank you card to thank somebody for those gorgeous gifts that we've just received. So I would like to run through some of the items that we're going to use and then we can make our gorgeous card. So the first item is the Anna Griffin Vintage Frames Sentiment and Stamp die set. Now I'm actually only using one of the stamps. I'm using the thank you stamp. Now it's for the inside, so if you don't actually have this set, don't worry, you'll be able to substitute it with something else. I'm also using the crosses cut and embossed die set, and I'm using the large, I'd call it a frame, it's like an ornate frame layer die. So we're going to use that die, and then these are new to me. These are the fanciful layers cut and embossed folders. So this is the blooming wreath cut and embossed folder, and as you can see it's an embossing folder but it's got a die in it, and it actually, when it cuts out and embosses at the same time. So I can highly recommend those, and they have been a favourite for me, and I actually used these on some of my Christmas cards that I sent out to my friends. So I do like this set, very useful. So those are the majority of the items that we're going to use. We're going to start with our base card, which is a 7x5" card. Now for any new viewers, this is my favourite size of card. We're using an ivory based card, and I've already hand stamped on the back using my Anna Griffin handmade by stamp, added my name, and I just add the tutorial number because that keeps me in check. So I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice sharp crease along the edge at the top, so that when it stands up, it will stand up and look nice and professional. So we're going to start with the inside first, as we always do, because I know so many of you enjoy watching just for the inserts. So the first thing that I've got is a piece of cardstock from the Anna Griffin Damask cardstock range. I've trimmed it down so that it's 4.8 by 6.8 inches, so that it fits inside the card and it just gives a little border around the edge. I've got flat double-sided tape on the back. I don't use a particular brand of double-sided tape, it's just I actually normally purchase mine from that very large auction house, and I just get paper tissue tape, double-sided paper tissue tape. So we can place our first layer into the inside of our card like so and press it down. Now the next layer is a piece of ivory cardstock, and where I've die cut the fanciful layer that we're going to use later on, the blooming wreath, I've taken the actual waist of it, I've placed it on the ivory cardstock, and just using a blending brush I've gone around the edge, and I've used the ink which was a Ranger Distress ink, and it was Faded Jeans, and I've just simply blended the ink just to give it a little bit of a highlight. And you can see I've literally used the waist from the die cut to do that. Then that's where I've used the stamp from the Vintage Frames, and I've just used plain black permanent ink. I always use Stays On, and I've just stamped the word thank you. I've got double-sided tape on the back, flat double-sided tape. I always forget to say the word flat, I always just call it double-sided tape. And I'm going to position that just through the centre of our card. Now I've actually rounded the corners just with a round corner punch, just for something a little bit different. And then I've taken some of the flowers from the Thankfulness card topper collection from Anna Griffin, and I am simply just going to remove the back. Now the flowers are 3D, but we've got quite a few layers for the front, and I figure, you know, one more layer isn't going to hurt on the inside. Now I'm going to add these to the centre of my card, and I'm thinking maybe about there, just to highlight and sit around the word thank you. And you could balance it up with another one at the bottom, but I'm going to leave mine like that, because then if you've got a nice long message, you know, thank you for the gorgeous gifts, or thank you for your gift voucher, thank you for your gorgeous Anna Griffin supplies, etc. You've got enough space to write a nice long message. So now we can go and turn our attention to the front of the card. I'm using my bone folder again to make sure that crease stays nice and sharp. Now for my first layer for the front, again it's the damask cardstock. Again I've got flat double-sided tape on the back, and I'm simply peeling that away, and I'm just going to turn the card so I can see it, and I'm going to position the cardstock to fit across the full card like so, and press it down so that it covers the total front, and it'll tone in with the inside. So I can press that down. Next I've die cut the blooming wreath from the Fanciful Layers collection. I've got flat double-sided tape on both of them that I've die cut, and I've used the gold satin cardstock from Anna Griffin, and I'm simply going to position them on my card, just landscape rather than portrait, and I'm just simply popping both of them through the centre of the card and pressing them down. So it's kind of like a base layer. Next, I've taken the cross ornate base layer, the ornate die. I want to call it a frame, but it could be a frame, but we'll just call it an ornate layer. So I've got tape on the back of it in the places that I know will be covered over when we've finished the card, so it will have embellishments over it. Now the other thing I've done is I've also cut out a layer of cardstock that will fit the actual ornate die that we've used. So I'm going to attach them both to the card. Now the shadow layer, because you don't get a shadow layer die with that ornate die, I have simply drawn around the outside of the die cut and cut out a layer that will fit. I've got 3D foam pads on the back, and I've just simply popped it on top of the two ornate die cuts that we've already got on the card. So then I can take my ornate layer, peel off the tape where I know nobody's going to see the tape, and I can pop that over our previous layer like so, and then press it down. Next I have two floral flourishes, foil flourishes, if I can get my words out. Now these are stickers, and I've left part of it as a sticker, and I've just put 3D foam at one end, and I'm just going to simply position one towards the top of the card and then one towards the bottom. Now these were from the Gold and Silver Flourish collection from Anna Griffin. I've done the same at the bottom, so we're just going to add that, I would say that way. We'll go that way instead. can't make my mind up today. I'm out of practice. Very out of practice. There we go. Press that down. Next, I've taken a sentiment sticker from the Thankfulness card toppers, and it says, sending you my sincere thanks. I'm leaving this as a sticker, so I've just simply peeled the back away, and I'm going to position this just over the layer that I forgot to add. Oh, not even I'm perfect. I've cut a die cut layer of the fanciful layers. I've got it on 3D foam. Again, I've used the gold satin cardstock from Griffin, and I'm going to position this just over the top of our flourishes that we've just added. As I was taking the sticker, I thought, oh, that's strange. I'm sure there's another layer here to go on. Now I can add my sticker. So this was from the Thankfulness card topper collection from Griffin, and I'm just using it as a sticker itself, so I can press it down in the centre of our card. Next, I've taken some of the flower stickers from the same collection. I've just peeled the back off the rose there that you've just seen, and I'm going to just position that one at one side and this one at the other side. There we go, like so. Press that down. I've then taken some more of the floral stickers from the Thankfulness card topper collection, and instead of using them as stickers, I've got 3D foam on the back, and these I am just going to add just to one side of our sentiment and pop them to layer with the roses that we've just added. And this is the second of the florals, again just to sit to one side, and there we go. And I'm going to finish the card off with a little bow, and I'm just going to put that just on an angle at the side of the sentiment. And that is our card finished. And the inside is so pretty, enough room to write a nice message, because I've had a few emails from people saying, oh, I like a lot of room to write it, because I like to write, you know, a good long lengthy how are you, and tell people all about what we've been up to. So there's a nice amount of room there, and it matches and tones in perfectly for the front of the card. Stands up nicely. Now we've got quite a few layers on there, and I think that would probably go in a normal envelope. You wouldn't have to put as many layers on if you were wanting, you know, just to save a little bit on postage, because I know if anything like this country, some of the postage is astronomical. So it's up to you whether you know, keep going with the 3D foam, or whether you just use flat layers and just the extra toppers with the 3D foam. Now, everything that I've used today will be listed on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. There'll also be lots more extra photos as well, and I do love hearing from you. I do love seeing your creations, so please feel free to, you know, show me what you've been up to. And I would just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.